Hey there, this is B. Wendy Jackson. I wanted to quickly interrupt you before you listen to the next episode. Listen, thank you for your support with the podcast. Those of you who've been following me since January 2020, I really appreciate you. I want to hear from you. You can send me a message at info@AAOP as in Paul, C as in Charlie, S as in Snake.net. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you have not rated and reviewed the podcast, would you do that for me, please? It also allows people to find the podcast. This is growing. The podcast is growing, and I'm so excited. I've had to update my little commercial because my name has changed and my website has changed in terms of where you receive the books. So if you have not purchased your books, I got the opportunity and the gift to write two books. The first one is Empowerment for You, Encouragement for Your Emotional and Spiritual Wellness. Listen, I love this book. It is definitely a book that invites you to experience hope, help, and healing. And every page, every chapter is really filled with insight, information, and inspiration to be able to help empower you, to be able to help you walk in freedom. I include specific practical tips to help you take charge and take possession of your thoughts and really just control your behaviors or impact your behaviors and impact some changes in your life, cause some changes in your life. And then the second book is Empower to Empower You Reflection Workbook. Love this book as well because it's based on specific podcast episodes where you listen to some episodes and you are able to dive deep into some reflection. I give you some prompts so that you don't have to wonder or think about, well, how do I start to reflect? What do I even write? The prompts are already provided for you. Isn't that awesome? So there are also blank pages for you to journal or whatever you want to do, right? And so I just invite you. You can go on Amazon and just look for B. Wendy. So I don't want to cause any confusion. My maiden name is Bob. So people have known me as B. Wendy Bob for so long. And then July 2022, I was blessed to be married. And so now I'm B. Wendy Jackson. So Amazon, you could just search for the books B. Wendy Bob, and you will find those two books come up. If you have any questions, you could email me. You can also find the resources on my website, AAOPCS.net. That's AAO, P as in Paul, C as in Charlie, S as in Snake.net. Listen, I look forward to hearing from you. May the the books continue to add value to your lives. I'm really thankful for this opportunity to just encourage people all around the world. All right. Enjoy the next episode and have an amazing day on purpose. Hello, everyone. This is B. Wendy Jackson, your lovely host with the Empower to Empower You podcast. Just for those who are tuning in for the first time, Empower to Empower You podcast is about all things Jesus Christ, mental health, anything to help you become the better version of yourself. If you've been joining me since January 2020, thank you so much. For those of you who have subscribed, who have rated and reviewed the podcast, who have shared episodes with anybody else, I truly do appreciate you. Listen, I am excited to have this amazing guest with us today. Y'all, you better get your notebooks, your journals, your planners, your calendars, your coffee, your tea, whatever. Listen, if you listen to this on the move, you're going to have to go back and listen again because you're going to need to connect with this amazing woman. I have today with us Sharon Rooks. She is the creative director of Power Media Solutions. Now, she is a well-acclaimed guest. I'm not going to read her entire bio, but Miss Sharon Rooks in Power Media Solutions provides extensive marketing and public relations services to clients worldwide. This is the woman who helps you to amplify your message in all things business. Her customized approach creates a unique experience, and she is a longtime facilitator, publicist, and media maven. Listen, she has worked with artists like Red Velvet, Christy B. Taylor, Ambassadors of Memphis, Position Me Now, Ladies of Armor, Bluff City Magazine, to name a few. I'm not going to go forward. I want y'all to help me wherever you are. You can clap your hands. You can say woohoo. And I want you to help me welcome Creative Director of Power Media Solutions, Sharon Rooks, to the Empower to Empower You podcast. Hello, Sharon.
Hello, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm so excited.
Me
So
too.
excited.
Yes. We met at a vending event in South Haven at the Lander Center last year.
Yes, exactly.
Who knew we would be here? I mean, you are such just a breath of fresh air. I love your heart for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, and you have so much to offer. And this is somebody, you know how the people say, get you 5 people around you. Your network of 5 people is equivalent to your net worth, right? 5 important people. And I told you at a recent vending event, listen, you about to be one of my 5. So
Hey, it's my pleasure. I feel honored. It's my pleasure.
Yes. So I'm just excited to share you with the audience. And so I want you to just kind of start with, I mean, I know there's so much we could share. I mean, literally we can have part 2, part 3, part 4 of our podcast as we talk about marketing done right. So I want you to talk about why marketing and branding are some passions that you have.
Sure. Those are my sweet spots all day long, every day. When I started my business, which I was an educator at first and then became a nonprofit director, and I quickly realized that I really enjoyed connecting with people, building relationships, and all of those things because I did that when I taught school. And so back when I was teaching, I was one of those teachers where I was a teacher outside of the classroom as well. Every one of my students, I did a home visit. That was unheard of. And so when I did home visits, it helped build relationships with the parents and the students. And I can actually go through the history now and look back at my students. A lot of them have been on national news for high achieving and all that kind of stuff. And out of my 5 years of teaching, I only had a couple of students that veered the wrong direction. And that's a blessing.
Yes.
But when kids would do things, the parents would call me and say, hey, Ms. Rooks coming over here. And it would kind of set the tone for them to act right because they didn't want to embarrass me. And so I use that, hey, don't honor me in that way. I need you to do that for yourself and for your parents. And so I said, you know what? I just enjoy this connection, and it just gives me it's a type of energy and exhilaration that I can't explain, but that's what started that niche of marketing because I understood how things were connected and logistically, and again relationships, and so I wanted to help people in their business to amplify their brand because I could see mistakes and I could see missteps, and I was like, And so I started studying and developing, and I actually started my business for, it was like 3.5 years for one of my clients. There was no pay involved, and I helped amplify their brand, and I didn't even have a name for my business.
Oh my gosh.
And so the tagline became 20-something years ago, if you want it told, I'm the one to tell it, and it sticks, and it fits me because that's what I do. And so just that passion for seeing people grow, because I know that if you put the work in and you listen to the right counsel and direction and advisement, it will make a difference in your business.
Absolutely.
And so I can share from experience and also from the application, side of that as well. So that's what's sweet to me. And to see your people on TV, you see the billboards and you see your stuff driving down the street or a sign on a building, and you know that you created a logo and you did all that stuff. That is what warms me and just gets me all excited.
Wow.
Because you came from a vision in your mind, but now you're in a storefront. You weren't there 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, that's what's passionate to me. That's what's passionate. And not only seeing that, those same individuals are the greatest ambassadors for Power Media Solutions because they're going to share.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Teaching,
but
I mean, when you were a teacher, you had no idea, or did you have an idea that this is where you would land?
I had an idea. There were three things I said I wanted to be: a business owner or dancer or police officer. I had singing on the list, but I was like, I'm not going to be getting paid for singing because I can't, I'm good. So I still sing, but I just don't sing for performance.
Sure.
But yeah, and so the business owner was there, and I do some stuff in the handgun arena with ladies and personal safety and all those kinds of things. So I didn't steer away from that. I started a women's only handgun organization called Ladies of Armor. And so I still, stayed in that lane, very active with the city of Memphis in their Citizens Police Academy and also in the Mississippi area. So I'm still in the lane of doing those things. They're just not the forefront.
Sure.
And business owner has been the thing. That's my sweet spot.
Wow.
That's my DNA.
So you're learning the mastery of the skill of connection and building relationship have been something that has been transferable even to you being a business owner, and also helping to amplify the brand for other business owners and community partners as well.
Yes, that is correct.
That's amazing. So you were training for what you do even as a teacher for your kids, probably even before that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I had an in-home daycare, so I started a business early on. I knew that I was supposed to be on the entrepreneurship path. I knew that early on. It's navigating how to get there and where you're supposed to stay. I think is the hardest thing for entrepreneurs is how to navigate that and staying and sticking and being consistent.
Sure. You just anointed for what you do. Some people are just anointed. Some people are gifted to do what they do. Some people are anointed to do what they do. You have multi-talents. In fact, you're multifaceted. You have many talents. I just learned in the first few minutes of our podcast that you have a personal safety for women, lady armor. I didn't even know that, right? And so with somebody like you who's well polished, who has many gifts, when you are in a situation to give that elevator speech, or when somebody says, what do you say?
Sure. I get that question a lot. And I say that I'm Sharon Rooks with Power Media Solutions. I run a public relations and marketing firm. And if you want it told, I'm the one to tell it. That is what I say. When you research me, you'll find out all of the things about Jumpstart Your Business, the Tell It Now conference, marketing done right. You'll see this, you'll see things pop up, because there's the press releases and stuff out there. You'll see those things, but depending on the setting that I'm in, that's going to determine who I need to be and what I need to be talking about. If I'm in a networking setting, business related, I'm not going to be talking about anything I do with the real estate and housing and, veterans or anything like that. That's just not the arena for that.
Sure.
So,
okay. I love that. I mean, I love the elevator speech for sure. So talk about the difference between Power Media Solutions versus Jumpstart Your Business.
Sure. Power Media Solutions is the main hub of everything. Everything is going to be powered or sponsored by Power Media Solutions. Again, we are a public relations and marketing firm, comprehensive, full service. Jumpstart Your Business is a extension of the networking piece that we do. So you come to Power Media Solutions to get actual services and implementation, consulting, whatever, that is that you need. But Jumpstart Your Business is where we actually network and come together once a month. And there's still some training and workshops because I give out free marketing tidbits at every single Jumpstart, and they're free. So it's a non-traditional way of networking because you can just go out and get cars from anybody. But
Right.
our Jumpstart Your Business networking events are very different. Let me
Yes,
say
they are.
that.
Yes, they are.
Very different. They're captivating
Yes.
and people get something. There's realness in it. There's authentic piece of it. There is a true connection where people are engaging in actual business because I teach that, forging real business relationships, not surface level type stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times that's what's been happening is surface level. You know, they have a networking event and people come and exchange cards and, you know, they spend 2 minutes with you and you've totally forgotten that person. There's no follow up, there's no follow through, and there's no teaching.
Mm-mm.
No
No.
teaching.
You know,
No
I
teaching.
the last Tell It Now conference. So the Tell It Now conference, is it under the umbrella of the Jumpstart Your Business? Would you say that that is the Jumpstart Your Business, or is that two
It
separate things?
is.
Okay.
It is. It falls under there because now that's a longer day of getting all of this information from a one-time networking.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also is a combination of Power Media Solutions where a person can actually see where they are in their business.
Mm-hmm.
From attending the conference, you can see how deficient you are, or if you have progressed. It does all of those things. But
Sure.
yes, it's kind of an extension of Jumpstart Your Business because
Mm-hmm.
it's under the Marketing Done Right umbrella, actually.
Yes, marketing. I really enjoyed. I got a chance to attend Sharon's, Power Media Solutions, the Tell It Now conference just recently in April, and was it April? Was it? Yeah, I think it was April. It
Yes,
was
April 19th.
it was amazing. It was the best networking like slash business education. I mean, the room should have been filled, right? It should have been,
Yeah.
but whoever needed to be there was there. And it was so awesome to not just be a vendor and collaborate with other vendors and business owners, but to also be in school, to also learn so many things that I know. Some things were like, okay, I'm in the right direction. I'm going the right direction. Some things I left the
Right.
and I need to talk to Sharon. I, it was so
Well,
good.
I'm so glad you enjoyed the conference. People are still talking about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some financial institutions, they went out on the Google review page and they was like, oh my God, you're awesome. We need to chat. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know,
Yeah.
because when people, tout and say things, it's different than you saying it. Because I think that I'm a pretty big deal. I'm not arrogant or anything, but I work hard to make sure that I deliver great services to my clients. I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to study. I'm going to talk to who I need to talk to. I'm not going to ever put my client in a situation that's not going to make them look good. That's just not what we do.
Right.
You know, it is to help amplify, get the message out, help their branding so that they can in turn make money at the end of the day. That's what it's about. Help the client make money, generate sales, create, increase the client base, and all of that. That's what it's about.
Sure. I'm glad you mentioned branding. So we're going to dive into branding. If you can, and I know this, I recognize these are topics that may take a whole workshop or whole day because you have you have so much to teach. And if you can, maybe identify 5 or 7. What are the do's and don'ts of business branding? Because I know you've been around the block, you've seen a lot of things.
Oh, the do's and don'ts of business branding, and you're recording this?
I'm
Oh my God.
Listen, it's
Okay.
live, okay?
All right.
It's live.
Okay. Let's say the do's of branding is you need to make sure your branding colors, your branding colors. You pick the right colors for your business, first of all. Make sure your logo, your image, and all of that is clear. It makes sense. Because sometimes things don't make sense. Make sure it makes sense and it aligns with what your business is about. Because if it's confusing to a couple of people, it's probably going to be confusing to a lot more people. And you don't want to get out there and use that logo or that image for, 2 to 3 years, and then you have to revamp it and revise it because it was not the right one in the beginning. So color, picking the right color for your business is very important. Maintain that color scheme and schematic throughout everything that you do. Making sure you have a tagline or a slogan. That is important. And what I mean by that, I can just name a few things and people will automatically know what this means. What can Brown do for you? It's UPS. All day long. Just do it. We know that's Nike. So, and when people hear, if you want it told, I'm the one to tell it, they say that's the PR lady. That's the PR lady. If they don't know my name, they know PR lady, which is fine with me. And that's actually what's on the back of my cell phone. Hashtag PR lady. So it's totally okay. So creating a good tagline and slogan that's catchy is important. So that's a plus.
Okay.
Making sure your email addresses are aligned with your business and company name. You should not have Sharon Rooks at Power. No, it shouldn't say Sharon@gmail.com. And I'm putting that on my business stuff. It needs to have the business name, Creative Director at Power Media Solutions, not Creative Director at Gmail and Yahoo and all of that kind of stuff. Your emails should align with your business. And if you tend to get away from those things and you use email addresses that are not aligned with your business, I know in our world, in the corporate world of PR and how we communicate with people, we don't even like to email folks. Seriously. Because it's going to go to your spam. And then in our mind, it's like, well, you didn't have enough money to pay $5.99 to get a business email address? Are you kidding me? So if you're not willing to invest that, why should I be trying to invest in your business? And why should I try to make a connection for you when you're not willing to do just the simple things? So in banking institutions, they don't like it. They don't like that at all. They want a business address, an email address. And I agree with them. It's all in aesthetics and perception and how things look.
That makes sense.
Public relations. Keyword, public relations. And so that would be another one. Okay, so let's talk about the don'ts a little more. If you're not a person that has design abilities, please don't be creating your flyers and stuff with clip art and all that kind of stuff. And don't get the high school student to do it and your cousin and nay and all them kind of people. Just don't do that. Pay somebody. Okay? Never handwrite invoices and give them to anyone. And this is a true story. People have done this before.
I was about to ask, seen that?
Handwriting an invoice on a piece of white paper and gave it to a business. I kid you not. And this was a healthcare facility. I almost passed out. And you've been in business and you're doing what? Sidebar. I had to say, hey, can I talk to you after work? And I had to tell them, don't ever do that. And I'll say, you need an invoicing platform. This is what you use, but do not ever, ever, ever send a handwritten invoice to anyone. That is so not good. The do's and don'ts of branding. Oh, there's so many out there. On your business cards, don't list everything that you do. It's like me, and I can use myself as an example. My business cards will not say anything about my HR services, anything dealing with cooking, nothing with the singing. It's not going to have anything dealing with that. It's not going to have anything. It's just not. You should not try to list everything on your business card. And some people do that, and they'll have the back just loaded up. And it kind of, can make people kind of delusional a little bit, make your eyes all weirded out. It's not a good look, because what you're saying to me is that you're really confused and you don't know really what you want to do. And in your mind, as an entrepreneur, you're thinking one of these 10 things will hit, but I got to tell everybody that I'm doing one of these 10 things. That is not proper. That thought and that mindset is wrong.
Yes.
That is not right. It's not right. Make sure that when you have your website done, it is done professionally. The graphics, the language, the content, the flow, all of that makes sense. And use good pictures. So sometimes you have to pay an actual photographer. Be willing to invest that money to do that. Don't skimp on everything. That can get you in trouble.
So when you meet with, and I know I'm going to ask you this question later on, when professionals, entrepreneurs, community partners are seeking your consultation services, now we'll get to that. Are you able to look at their websites with them and really help them,
Oh yeah.
Comb through all of
it? Oh
it?
yeah, an audit is part of it. Yes, ma'am. An audit is a part of that with any client that I take on. I'm going to do an audit or an assessment, and I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to have a printout of everything I see, what I see, suggestions, things that need to be worked on, this, that, and the other. And I give it to them whether they hire me or not. I'm going to tell them. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Ain't no skin off of me. I just go ahead and tell them. You reached out to me. You want me to help you. This is where there's a gap right here. And these things need to be fixed, because I'm a consumer as well. So if I'm a consumer and you want me to possibly be a customer or a client of yours, it would probably be in your best interest to listen.
Yes.
Just a little bit. Because I may be the person you're looking for, that you're trying to sell to. But if your message and your image perception and what you're sending out there is not accurate, it's not going to get the results that you need ultimately, which is a sale or a new client.
And let me review these. So let me review what I've heard you say so far, because I have a question. And this is such great information. And my fingers are moving. Okay, just work.
My fingers are moving.
They're moving. So the do's and don'ts. So colors, make sure you pick the right colors for your business. Make sure that the colors are meaningful for what your business message and meaningfulness behind your business. Your logo, your image, make sure that it's clear, that it makes sense. Make sure that it aligns with your business message or your customers or who you're serving. Your tagline, and you have to have a tagline and slogan. You should have a tagline and slogan. And your emails need to be aligned with the company. So I heard that. And then did I miss anything else for the do's?
Oh, no, we can stay right there, because that's just the basic stuff.
Yeah. And then for the don'ts, again, 5 to 7, don't create flyers. Just don't do it. Don't let high school family members do it for you, or just some random person do it for you. Pay somebody. Don't handwrite your invoices. I am like, wow, your business card does not need every single thing that you do on there. Your website needs to be aesthetically designed. It needs to have some, invest in some good branding photos. It needs to have, a good look to it. It also needs, I've also seen some busy websites too. So we don't have time to even go into that, because I'm sure you've seen a whole lot. So thank you for that. So when you share that feedback with people, are there times where people are not receiving that information well?
Oh yeah, there have been occasions where it hasn't been received well. And it is what it is, you
Yeah.
know. But hey, and what I'll do, maybe 30 days, sometimes 90 days, that same company or individual will circle back and say they want to have another talk. And so they've made some changes that I originally shared with them that they didn't like. And then they say, okay, well, what else is next? What else do we need to do? So some people will do that. It stings a little bit, and then you want to go and fix it, but you don't want to say, you know what, you're right. Let's go ahead and do the whole shebang. And I get that. I get that. Not a lot, but I have gotten that before. Mm. And again, I'm here to try to help you get your messaging correct. Because if the messaging is off, you wasted that 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months of not changing and shifting, and that could have been the uptick in your business. So, and I hashtag this a lot, and people who know me, they'll tell you, I say this a lot. Stay out of your feelings. I even said it at the conference. Stay out of your feelings. Business is not about that. Stay out of it, because it'll get you caught up. You have to do things in a professional way and exhibit and demonstrate business acumen. Stay out of your feelings. Feelings don't pay bills, period. Okay? Mm-hmm. Feelings don't pay your staff, period. So there's no room for that. We need to be about trying to get solutions, do it properly, do it in a way that's cost effective so it doesn't break the bank, and still try to obtain those results that we're ultimately trying to seek after, which is increase sales, increase our client base, those types of things. But if you are someone who's always in their feelings about everything when there's some type of admonishment or correction that needs to be done, you're not going to fare well. And again, I shared the story during the conference about my friend Mary. Just, you don't like people, you shouldn't be interfacing. You should not be the person at the front when the folks come through the door. And I don't care what your business is, if you take offense to every single thing and no one can tell you anything, you're not going to be successful in business or anything else for that matter, because people are not going to want to engage with you because they know that you have a history or a personality that's such that you're not easy to approach. And when you're not easy to approach in any way, people, they don't want to deal with you. And again, public relations, and you start getting a reputation that you're difficult to work with, and that stuff travels.
Yes, it does. Like wildfire.
It travels.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tempted to ask you, I mean, there are people that, want to start a business or maybe have started a business and just feel stuck. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask what are things that people need to know, but because I want to highlight all of your services that you provide or specifically to entrepreneurs, what is one thing, maybe one or two things that people need to know about starting a business, or maybe they've started and they're not doing it right? This podcast is about marketing done right? Yeah. What would you say they should do at this point?
Well, I would suggest for anybody is to reach out and just do a consultation, spend a couple of hours with me and, bring your questions, let me do the assessment and look at your business and just give honest feedback. Because there are instances where an individual actually may not need to be in business. And I've shared that again at the conference. Everybody is not meant to be in business. Some people are experiencing a glorified hobby. And that hobby is, if it's not in the DNA and all the other things are not there to make it gel and come together, it's going to be so devastating because you're going to be struggling. You're just like, why can I not do this? Why can I not get this? Well, actually, you may not supposed to be in business. That's probably the ultimate answer. And just because you're not able to be in business doesn't mean you can't be an investor and back somebody else's business and still get paid. There are other ways to be entrepreneurs without being in the front. Everything is not out front. You could, there are many people that I work with and they do, land acquisitions and all that kind of stuff. They're the financer. They are the people with the great credit and the business portfolio with the 6, 7, investment opportunities here, and they're able to just go and sign and get stuff, and they'll let somebody else run it. But they're still in business and they're still getting paid, but they don't have to be at the front. So you have people like myself. I'm a visionary, so I create business concepts for people, and I can give you all the mechanics of how that works, and you pay me for it, and you get somebody else to run it and all this kind of stuff. That's entrepreneurship. That's not something I need to run every single idea that I get. That would be crazy. Right. But because I am in public relations and marketing, I understand the mechanics and I understand trends. So it would make sense for me to have those kind of abilities. And I didn't know early on why I was able to do this kind of stuff. Because I'll get a concept and get an idea and be windy. I'll hold it for like 5, 6 years before I do anything with it, if it's meant for me to do something with it.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
This is a really good segue. We have just a few more questions. Not, I don't know, this may be live. We are in May. This may be live coming out. When people hear this, it may be May or going into June. But this is also, there's a lot of awareness in the month of May, right? But specifically with mental health awareness. With all the interfacing you do with business owners, with all of the work that you do, with all of the services that you provide, not only are you dealing with business owners, but you also helping them amplify their brands. There's a lot that you do. How do you take care of yourself to continue to stay in position and in posture to do what you do?
Oh, I have a wonderful family, and they keep me pretty grounded. And if you go back and look at my social media stuff, you rarely see photos of my husband or me saying anything about my family and things like that. That's rare. I try to keep my private life, in check. But I say all that to say, when it's family time, I spend family time, period. I'm checking off. I'm off the grid. We're traveling. There's no business going on. I do have times of meditation where I just go and sit on the patio and just listen to the waterfall, and just do nothing. You have to do that. I take walks during the morning if I get a break or whatever. But just the family time, I think, is the most important thing that helps me. And when I am relaxing, my thoughts and my business, all those kinds of things, it's just like my husband says, it's equivalent to what a minister goes through when he's working on his sermon. I get concepts and plans and logistical flow and projects and things. And I start creating stuff in my head, and I have to record when I get those things. I record it or I write it down. And I don't know when it's going to be applicable, but I still write it down because it's something there. And it may be for somebody else, but that's how I try to keep myself, sane, is meditating, getting some quiet time, and spending time with my family and decompressing from everything. Putting the phone on do not disturb. And I have a couple of phones and I have to, do that sometimes.
Yes.
But time management is my friend, and I live by my calendar. I try not to do things spontaneously because it will throw you off. And one suggestion I would like to share with any business owner is you need to have at least one day in the week that is your private day that you don't do anything at all. And I'm not going to tell what day of the week that is for me, but I have one day of the week that I use. So if I need to tend to a personal matter or my family or something, that's my day that I can schedule and do whatever. If I want to have lunch with a friend and it's not work related, then I know that I got that one day a week that I can plan to spend time, go get a pedicure, go to the spa, hang out with my girlfriend or something.
That's so good. That's so
That's
good.
just how I do it.
I appreciate you sharing that. That's really good, because a lot of times business owners think that they need to be on hustling and grinding all the time, and they're
Yep.
chasing dollars, and they have no balance. They're not well emotionally. And we weren't
Mm-mm.
designed to live like that. I mean, it's
Yep.
stressful. It's stressful.
It is. It's very stressful. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be any good. And I can give you an example. Just imagine if a caterer did that, and you standing up in the kitchen cooking all day long, all night long, prepping for 200-300, people, and you do this 7 days a week. Your body is going to eventually tell you that's enough.
Yes.
So the contract that you're trying to keep and maintain, you're going to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose it because your body can't take that. You have to have balance.
Mm-hmm. Have to. Well, let me pivot towards wrapping up this conversation. I really enjoy just having this conversation with you, Sharon. And thank you for what you do. So people who are listening to this podcast, they talk about how can people connect with you, talk about, what's the process of having a consultation with you, or do you want, if somebody says that they got referred to you by the podcast, talk about your services and how people can connect with you.
Sure. I'm all over the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
So, and that is indeed true. I am all over the web. You can go to my website, powermediasolutions.com. And one of the things you can do is join our email list right off the top. As soon as you go to the website, automatically join the email list, because we do so many events. And so if you want to stay in the know and in the loop, it would be good for you to do that, so you can get, on the list and see what we got going on. That would be one way. Mm-hmm. You can also go to the website and let's see here. You can go and find the consultation link, and they are, let me tell you what that is. I just had my website redone, so I'm looking at it for the first time. So it looks so good. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Can't wait.
And this was on my list to do today.
Yeah.
To check this out. It looks good.
I can't wait to check out the new website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got it flowing really nice there. Okay. But you can go to the Facebook page, Power Media Soul. And there's a link there for a consultation, and it's 2 hours. That's just $175 or something like that. But you can go to the Facebook page. You can go to the actual website, Power Media Solutions. My email address is out there on Facebook, Creative Director at Power Media Solutions. You can send me an email and put it in the subject line, request a consultation. I don't allow people to do the booking online anymore. I used to, but I don't do that anymore. Mm-hmm. So those are some ways you can catch me. I'm on Instagram, power_media_soul. I am just everywhere.
You are everywhere.
Jumpstart Your Business Network is mine. So you can find out stuff on Jumpstart Your Business Network Facebook page, Jumpstart Your Business Live Instagram. Yeah.
Love it. You are all over the web. I love it. Yes, you have
I'm all over the place.
But you have a strong digital imprint. But I love that you model what you teach. Like, it would kind of weird if you taught all those things and you did not model it. So you model what you teach.
Right.
And so you set a really good example for other business owners. So just as a nutshell, just to wrap everything up that we've talked about, if somebody wants to learn about, hey, I need an audit about my business. How am I doing? I need a quality check to see how am I looking. They
need a quality check. They need to reach out to me on the website, powermediasolutions.com, and there's a form there that they can actually fill out. and it's now on the home page.
Okay.
And let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's on the home page, and it says "Let us tell it," and they can fill that out.
Love
and
it.
it comes to me, and we can, get all that figured out. But again, if they're local, if they're in the Mississippi or the Tennessee area, Jumpstart Your Business Networking, we have events coming up. You can actually come see me in person. And I will be answering questions on site during that time from 2 to 5. You'll be able to text your questions like you did at the conference, and I'll answer those questions on site.
If somebody needs all things marketing, this is the people this is the person to contact. And so I love how your services are already listed on your website. So I'm going to make sure I put your website on the show notes. Is there anything I didn't ask you? My pleasure. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wish to share? If you were to take 15 seconds to share any gem for women in business or emerging entrepreneurs or community partners, anything that you wish to share?
I do. I would encourage people to find a good circle of support. And if it's your family, it's your family. If it's not, find a good circle of support, because the entrepreneurship journey, it's taxing, it's difficult, and many of us are risk takers. And so if you have people who are around you who don't believe in you, that's not going to be good. You need people that have a balance. They can check you and put you in check and say, realistically, this is not going to work. You're missing these steps. And you also need people to encourage you at the same time. So having a good network, being honest with yourself. And I'm going to have to pause right there, because you got to be honest with yourself. If you are not going to do the work, don't blame others for what you're not doing. I remember days when I would stay up all night long building websites and coding when I first started my first few years, and building and doing codes and staying up all night, getting a couple hours of sleep, putting the work in to build a brand. And now I have a team of 6. I don't have to do those things anymore. It took time to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. And you got to be willing to put the work in. The other tidbit that I would share is you need to spend time, whatever meditation you do, whatever you believe, you need to spend time in some type of meditation of empowerment, encouragement, of spiritual awareness to help your mind. And if that requires you talking to someone who's a professional, you need to be willing to do that. Yeah. Keep your business, keep your personal. And when it's time, and I can say for me, when it's time for me to say something about my family, I'm going to say it on my personal Facebook page and give kudos and show love and all this kind of stuff. But you will never see Sharon Rooks in the social media world or any place else representing my brand in an unprofessional light. And I need to say that because so many of us women, we do things and we present ourselves in a fashion that is not presentable. And I'm not telling you you're not supposed to, you can't have a drink. I'm not trying to church you. What I'm saying to you is to use discretion in all things. And you got to keep a tight circle. So if you want to turn up every now and again, go to Belize somewhere over there. Go to Colombia and turn up. Shoot, can't nobody see you. You know what I mean? I'm saying, because the circle, most of the time when your business is getting out there, it's the people in your circle that's ratting you out. So you just need to have a good, strong support circle and just be professional, because people love that. I like a high level of professionalism in customer service. I don't want to see you twerking and bad mouthing and cussing and foul mouthing and pouring champagne all over. I don't want to give it that. And you can have the great business idea and concept, but that's not what I want to be connected to.
Absolutely. Wow.
And that's your business now. That's your business. So I have a right not to support your business.
Right.
And and I'm not hating on you. So let's just get that clear. I'm not hating on you. I'm making a conscious effort and a choice that I don't want to be associated with supporting that. Because that's not what I do, and that's not what I want.
That's right. That's right. Wow.
So,
wow.
But that's just me. But we got some upcoming events coming up. So this Saturday, Mompreneur with Bluff City Magazine. I am the publicist for Bluff City Magazine, and so I'll be on the panel speaking to moms who are in business or who want to be in business. I'll be laying out some nuggets on that this Saturday, May 20th at 1 p.m. at Barth House. And that information is also throughout social media. It's on all of my pages. You'll see the image when you click on. And then next Saturday, May the 27th, Jumpstart Your Business in person at Adpressions, which is our print sponsor partner of Power Media Solutions. Will be at their location from 2 to 5. And that information is also posted on the Jumpstart Your Business Network page. You can register. It's free. I'm excited about that. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to learn some stuff. We're going to learn some stuff. And if you come to one of my events and you don't learn anything, I need you to talk to me quickly thereafter and ask me what happened. Because it's always going to be about an education piece. It's always going to be about education and training.
Even this podcast was education and training. That's who you are. You are a teacher.
Yeah.
There's so many things. I feel like I just love you, and I thank the Lord for you, and the people, those of you who are listening, I really want you to connect with Sharon. I'm going to put all of her information on the show notes. Thank you for gracing us with your information, your knowledge, your passion, your expertise. And I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful that I met you. I'm really thankful that you are in my circle. I hope I'm in your circle, because I'm get rid of me.
Yeah, no. We got a lot of work to do. And I'm going to, as soon as we're done, I need to email you, because there's another event I want you to accompany me on June the 3rd if you're available. I need you.
Yes, ma'am. We'll talk for sure. All right, y'all. This is Wendy Jackson. I'm going to put all the information for you to connect. There's a lot of great events coming up. I know that Sharon did not have the time, but please go on her website, powermediasolutions.com. Connect with her on social media. Listen, you are an entrepreneur. You are an emerging entrepreneur. You are a community partner. You are a woman in business. You want to learn more about branding and starting a business, and you want to do it right. You want to do it with excellence. You need to be connected with Sharon. You want an audit for your business to check the quality of your business. I want an audit for my business just to make sure I'm doing the things the right way or with excellence. So I need to get on her calendar. I'm so excited. Thank you again, Sharon. And y'all, I'll be back next time with another episode, and have an amazing week on purpose. Bye-bye for now.